Yes, 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 yes. I just want to say thank you for joining us on this one. It's all about win, lose, or draw head to head with this great man. Jeffers is here with me in the studio. Yes, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. This is one ISTV, and as well, just because of Manchester United channel coming together to do this one. We are in game week 22. A lot has been done, dealt with. We're going to delve into it so many ways. But let's look at the win, lose, and the draw for who won for this week between me and Jeffers head to head. You can also join us as well too as we roll on into this week. At some point, you can also drop your comment. What do you think is going to win, especially for this kind of game? It's a challenge between me and Jeffers, one ISTV. Welcome, Jeffers. Jeffers, how's it going, bro?
Oh, good, great. Nice to be here. It's Tuesday, and
Yes,
somehow, remember, the Champions League is back, so we're prepared for the Champions League,
absolutely.
obviously. Second to
Absolutely.
last round of games, but it's all good. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
All right. This is the time we want to do the review of our game. Let's start with this: win, lose, or draw. Don't forget,
Yeah,
please subscribe to the channel. As I've said, share this video. It's just a short form of this video we are doing right now. We are not live yet.
yep,
As time goes on, we'll be going live to do the review and
yep.
also the preview of the game. Now, it's the challenge game week 22. Jeffers, man, you
Yeah.
too lose, oh, man, you too lose, Egbami, oh. So no worry.
Told you.
Well, fire on the mountain.
On a
You,
more serious note, on a
do
more
you want
serious
to
note,
say something about that game? I beg, tell me something.
yeah, it's funny. I'm an Arsenal fan, but it's funny I have to talk about United because I know the thing they be. I've been here before, but believe in me,
Eh,
it wasn't as bad as
as
this. This
this
one, it's bad. Let's say it.
chai.
At a point, I was like, remember, I was saying something about a few months ago. I said, to me, I honestly don't understand the whole Ineos takeover thing because I feel like it's
What
as if
are they
United went
doing?
from frying pan to the fire.
The fire.
It went from bad to worse. I looked at that game against Brighton,
Chai.
and I'll be honest with you. Within 5 minutes, you
You
could
know where
already
the
know
you already
this
know
game
what's
was
gonna
going
happen.
south. You know this game was going south. It
Just one
was
pass.
it was
One
bad.
pass.
One pass, and that
And that was it.
I saw the formation, and
Come on now.
in my head I was like thinking, what manager keeps is basically his most rugged defender on the bench. Why was Lisandro Martinez on the bench? I want to know. And then you start Kegzy up front to threaten who? Brighton. He's not going.
Brighton.
He will not put a glove on those guys. This is where Brighton won that game. Wing
Tell
play,
me. Win play.
wing
Okay.
play, which, funny enough, is known to be United's specialty. United will play you on the wing play. It's their game. But in this case, they made United look just like a typical normal side.
No man
They were using the wings,
like
and
come here, Jerry. You just sit
they
down
were
there.
causing havoc from the flanks. Like seriously, the first goal, I won't fault anybody. Defender's error, it's 20. But you see those last goals, there is no way Onana is going to cover
Bros
himself in.
Onana.
Someone said, if you think you've had all the craziest stuff in this life,
Eh,
well, remember that United actually sold, they let a De
they
Gea go for free, and they paid 60 million to get Onana.
could make sense. Could make sense.
Ah,
Could
God.
make sense.
Man, what do we say? The second goal, Onana, you're a goalkeeper.
Ah,
That defense line, that box is your
come on
box.
now.
How do you manage to completely ignore the
Ignore.
one man
Just like,
behind you? How do you
jeez.
do it? How do you ignore that guy? As it's unheard of. To make matters worse, if we thought that one was bad enough,
The third one,
the
Abi.
third goal was worse. It was
Ah,
your ball. You do not push a ball directly to an attacker. He will always take it. That's basically you're giving him a get out of joker. That's basically it. I,
That
I,
was, it
and,
was all over.
and I think we need to start saying this thing, no honesty. Ruben Amorim said after the game, he said, let's tell ourselves the truth. This is the worst United team in history. Uh, he is not far from the honest
I'm
truth.
telling you. I think Bishop is also joining us. Let me bring
Okay.
up the Bishop here. Bishop,
He's
what's going on, bro? Welcome to the
Bishop.
Yeah,
show.
the dawn. Yeah,
Yeah.
broadcast.
Baba,
Hey guys,
hey,
good to have
what's
you
going on?
guys here today. Good to join you today. It's been long. We joined the
Yeah.
live
It's
show.
it's a long story. Even this, okay, this evening, I even had something this afternoon. I was hearing that the club is now cutting off the payments, the bonuses, and this thing, the rights that they gave to former players, that is Iron and some other players. They are cutting it off from next season. And I begin to wonder what exactly is going on at United. It's getting bad both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Try.
It's getting
Oh,
bad both on
serious.
the pitch and off the pitch. If you ask me, this is not how a football club should be run. In all
Mm-hmm.
honesty,
Mm-hmm.
it's absolutely mind-boggling. You begin to wonder exactly what exactly is the target.
Mm.
Um, Amorim saying his team is actually. He said this is the worst Manchester United team. In all honesty, the decay has been allowed to go on for too long,
For too long.
and
Yeah,
now it's
let me ask Bishop quickly. Bishop, we are still talking about Manchester United game before we go into the win, lose, and draw challenge between me and this man. Bishop, the coach said that's the craziest, the worst Manchester United squad ever. Do you agree?
Well, I won't say the worst squad ever. Well, they are coming so close. So there
they're
was a
coming so
report.
close. Who's the worst
So
one? I
there was a
want to
report that after the match, the tempers of the coach was up in the dressing room. There were tables and chair thrones, and there were some people crying. That was the report. Some players were
Yeah,
crying
they
after
said the
being
big
talked to
TV
in a
got
tough
broken.
manner.
It got
And
smashed.
and the
Atiba
report
TVJ.
coming, and the report coming is that Anthony is out. He's going
Yeah.
for on loan,
It's going to
and
Betis,
then
yeah.
Garnacho might join
Going
Chelsea.
to
I
Napoli.
pray that deal works out for him. I really pray they sign him because it's that time we start getting rid of some players.
Of
Although
Deadwood.
I would like to have keep Garnacho, but it is what it is right now. Any offer that comes in, I think all players are for sale apart from Diallo.
Definitely,
Mm.
I
sure.
think all players are on sales apart from Diallo. So if he says this is the worst Manchester United squad he has
Mm.
ever seen, how many squad of Manchester United has he seen?
Has he seen?
There was a squad of Manchester United that got relegated. So what
Yes.
about those squad? Where would those one rank? So when you say this is the worst, so maybe if he says in the last decade, yes, I agree. In the last 2 decades, I agree. But in Man United history, I won't agree. But for the past 2 decades, which is 20 years, I'm going to agree
Ah,
with him.
This is
This
the
is the
worst in
worst.
this is
20.
the
I'm sorry.
worst.
Yes,
It's
this
the
is the
worst in
worst
20.
assembled
It's the
Manchester
worst.
United squad ever. And it's not his fault. It's the fault of the manager that overstayed his welcome. And
Mm.
we
And
are
the
where we
board.
are today. So
And the
what can
board,
he do?
though.
And the board. You don't take
And
You
the
the
say
board
what?
board.
out of this game.
Yeah,
And
The
the
board
board.
actually has a
yeah.
major
So
role to play
he
in it.
deceived the board with the FA Cup. I will say that again. He deceived the board with the FA Cup. You know, some people say football is all about trophy, but sometimes you need to check it. What trophy is he bringing in? Then at what level? At what performance? What was the performance like? Always
Mm.
playing counter football, always defending. Is that the way we want to be known, like Stoke City? No. So the issue on ground now is where do we go from here? Everybody can say the problem of Man United. Where do we go from there? January window is almost over, 10 days or maybe
Ah,
9 days now.
oh.
No signing in the
No
window. No signing
signings.
has come in. They are looking at a guy from Lecce. So I've seen the guy. The guy is nothing to write home about. For me, that's not the kind of
Eh.
player we need. Yes, we don't. I don't think they should rush into the transfer market like other clubs. Other clubs actually need players to come in. For me, what they need this season, they don't need to qualify for any European competition. So they are
They
perfect
just
where
need
they are.
time
They
off.
can end the season 13,
Yeah.
12, 11. I don't even want them to go to any European competition. It's a distraction. It's a distraction to rebuilding your squad. For you to rebuild your squad, you need to just be there domestically. Where is the domestic cup? So you are there for APL, you are there for Cali Cup, you are there for FA Cup. That's just the three you should be. So the Cali Cup will be to bring your youth team, integrate them into the main team. The FA Cup will be the mixture of youth team and the main team, and the Premiership will be mainly for the main team. This is how you build this kind of squad back. I'm looking at it that this January we might sign one player, but no one is coming in. I don't know why they are going as far as Italy. We have players around England.
In England.
We have players around England that they've known the league, they've known the club history. They desire to play for Manchester United. They're just waiting for the bid to come in. Once the bid comes in, you see them pushing their club to accept it. So I don't know why we're going as far as Lecce to look for a player. When we have players in Bradford, we have players in Fulham, we have player in Ipswich Town. So why are we going as far as Lecce to get a player for 40 million euros? I pray that deal doesn't work out. I really pray that deal doesn't work out. We can't be making mistakes. Other people have made this mistake. We can't join them and make this mistake. So going forward, I'm not sure that you'll be able to turn this. So when we were watching the match, I was saying Irish, we have not even started the foundation. So
At
I'm not sure
all.
he's able to turn this club around in 2 to 3 years. That's why I'm giving him
It's going to be
four, five
difficult, to
years,
honestly.
just like
It's
they
going
gave
to take about
Ateta.
5 years,
Let's
in all
see
honesty.
what he
It's
will
going to be a
do.
long one.
So next year will be the starting of the foundation. The upper one will be to lay the foundation. The upper one will be to start building. Those things takes money. Those things takes time.
It
Those
takes
things
time.
take resilience. He has shown that he can be brutal. He has shown that he can be kind. He has shown that he can be passionate, and he has shown that he can be emotional. Those things are what makes a coach. It's not that a coach is always blunt or a coach is always kind. You need to mix it. When they need to hear the hard word, you give it to them. I wish and I pray that what we heard, that the dressing room was very,
Very
very tense.
tense.
I pray it's true, because these people can just come with a fake news. But I pray it's true that you talk senses to them. They said they were throwing of tables. They was throwing
Tables.
tables and chairs. That was what I read.
Yeah.
But I pray it's true, because they need to be those players need to be kept in check. They need to be kept in check. You can't use there's no when you go and watch the Bournemouth match, I still go to that match. Bournemouth has 7 first team player out. They still took out Newcastle in Newcastle's home
That's the
in
funniest game.
plain
That's the
sight. They
funniest game
took
of the
out
week.
Newcastle. So how
Bournemouth
did they do
were
it? It
they
means
don't
that
have
there's
a team.
something
They have
that
only
this big
eight
club needs to
fit
learn from this
players,
small club. You
and
need
they
to
took
sign
Newcastle out.
smartly, smart signing. I think Ubumo should be no non-negotiation for me. Ubumo should be a Man U player by now. I don't know what's taking long. That guy is there for the taking. Just put the bid in, they will accept. And I heard that he's on his maybe 2 years contract or 1.5 left. That means it's not going to be very expensive. With 30, 40 million, it will be there. So you mean you have already settled the wings. Then you go to the defense, the Bournemouth Kekes. They said he's a target. Fine, negotiate
Checkers.
with them.
Yeah.
Can we bring him in now or not? Go to Nottingham Forest. I know contract is running down. Can you get him?
You can get
I
him.
know contract is running down. They don't want to renew it. Get a striker in Delap. Get something. You don't need to spend much. Just spend
Much going
smartly.
to the Europe, buying
Yes.
expensive players.
Look,
Yes. Well, what are we going to Liche to do
you
for
take a
40
blank
million
check
euros?
and
I
you
don't
go to the
understand.
championship.
This board
You will
has not
get any
learned.
player
Any
in the
player.
championship.
They've not
Any player.
learned.
Just tell them you want to
We
play
have
for United.
Premiership
That's it.
we watch this player week in, week out. We know the ones that you can sign. We know the ones that they are ready to burst into the big stage. Why don't you go for them? Why are we going to Liche? I hope we don't make this mistake. I just wish we don't make this mistake.
Thank you so much. Back to this one. Don't go yet. Me and you head to head.
Head
Jeffers.
to head.
Draw, win, and lose. On the game between Newcastle versus Bournemouth,
Bournemouth.
you said
No one saw that
you
one,
said
honestly.
yeah, you said Newcastle is going to win. I said draw.
No one saw that one. Honestly.
Um,
Basically, look at it.
So,
Newcastle have been a
is
team
it
that have been
Jeffers you
on.
are referring to, right?
Jeffers.
Okay, so I
Newcastle.
won't blame you. Actually, if I was on the show, I would have picked a Newcastle win, because
Exactly.
Newcastle were strong at home. Newcastle has all their players. Bournemouth is suffering
No
from
one saw
injury,
that coming.
and
Honestly.
they've just came from Chelsea, a very tough match. So I would expect Newcastle to have won that match. But to my surprise, the way they attacked the match, the way they carried out the formation, the tactics of the coach, In fact, I was really impressed. They are my team of the week. That stakeout was
Bournemouth,
so
yeah,
much.
they are.
And don't forget, Newcastle has drawn Man City in that place. Newcastle
Mm.
has beaten Arsenal in that place, and Newcastle
Yeah.
has drawn Liverpool in that place. So it's a strong record. It's a very strong record at home for Newcastle. So for me also, I would have chosen Newcastle.
All right. What about the second one? Liverpool wins, won their match, and Jeffers said they're going to draw.
And they almost
That
did.
they almost did
They
though.
almost did. They
That
almost
was
did,
a
honestly.
I can't
They
believe
almost
it.
did.
Liverpool was
And
suffering
that was not be my fault. They
Okay,
basically
so for
did.
that match,
for that
uh,
match.
this one
Bishop.
I would have chosen Liverpool to win. Let me tell you why. So Jeffers will be emotional in this because
Yeah,
his team is in the title
yeah,
race, so he
It's
will
the
yeah.
apply
title
emotion to it. So I'm not blaming him. If Man U was in that position, I would have said Liverpool will
same
draw or
thing.
lose because I
Liverpool,
will wish they draw or lose. But guess what, Man U, I don't care who win or lose. So for me, I know Liverpool would have won that match.
Ika.
So they missed some clearing chances, and at the end of the day, at the nick of time, they did
Mm,
what they need to do. And although people might have said, people like us were already giving the title to Liverpool, but I see that this season the small teams are not are not going to just lay low. They're not going
they are
to
not
just lay
ready to
down
give
flat
up.
for you
They
to
are going
beat
to
them.
push you
They
to
are
the
going to
ending.
show up. They're going to make it hard for you. Now it depends on who wants it more. Liverpool has always
mm,
shown that they want it more. So their bench is stocked, their first team player is stocked, barring any injury to any major player of Newcastle of Liverpool. I
yeah.
think they'll win the league. But we cannot rule out injury from the game. Arsenal is going through their own fair share of it right now. So what if Liverpool start going through it? What will happen? What if
What will
there's no
happen?
Salah, there's no Jota? What if there's no Luis Diaz?
Uh,
Where can
Jota
they
is
go
already
from?
out.
Where will the
Jota
goals
is
come
already
from?
out again.
I struggle to see Gakpo or Nunes bring
Jota
the
is
goal
out
out.
again.
Jota is out
No, I'm
again.
just saying. I'm saying
Jota has
theoretically.
he
Let's say
actually has an
Salah,
injury.
They said
Diaz,
Jota is
and
out.
Jota.
He has
No,
an
oh,
Jota
injury.
Jota is out.
He's
yeah,
out, yes.
Oh,
Gomez
injured
also is
again.
out.
so I think they will cut ties with him next season. They need to cut ties with that guy. His injury is too much. So
It's not
let's say
looking good.
Salah now joins him. That's the problem. Or let's say
That's the problem.
Luis Diaz joined him. There's a problem because Nunes, for all his
He's not one you
activities,
can trust. No,
Sorry,
physicalities,
sorry.
and
you can't
everything,
trust him.
We
his
can't trust
finishing
him.
is awful. His finishing is one of the worst finisher for a striker.
You
So
know
for
that game,
me,
he almost got a red card in that
barring
game.
any injury, Liverpool
He
wins the
almost
league.
got it. Yeah,
He
almost
almost
got
got
the
a,
record.
I
Yeah,
wonder why
yeah.
that
So
referee did not look
barring
at it. That was a
any
yellow card unless it was
injury,
a red card.
Liverpool wins the league. But this season, I think why I'm still tipping Liverpool. There's no club that have shown me that they want
The
it more than
intensity
Liverpool.
to
I'll
actually
give you an
get it
example.
more than
All of
Liverpool.
us are looking at Arsenal as the closest rival.
Mm.
Arsenal is not showing any sign that they
No,
want to challenge. Why am I
they're
saying this?
not.
No signing. Look at the injury crisis. Still no
It's
signing. Man
increasing by the
City has
day.
2 players already in. They are just training to bring them in. Man City has already completed 2 signings.
Yeah.
But Arsenal has not completed anything. And they are the one challenging Liverpool for the title. How do you tell me those? They don't look serious. They don't sound serious to me.
We don't
So
look
for
serious,
me,
in all
I
honesty.
don't think anybody can challenge them. Someone said Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is just
This
like
time I'm
those clubs
nowhere
that will
nowhere
do
close
everything
to
they
it.
need to
Sorry.
do. When they meet the likes of Arsenal, I think
They
they're
will
playing
drop
Arsenal
points.
next. I think their
They
next
will,
match is against
no,
Arsenal.
they're playing
So that would
Wolves.
be a very
Arsenal are
interesting one
playing
to
Wolves
watch.
next.
But for me, Liverpool
Okay.
is Liverpool leagues to lose.
All right, moving on to this one. We got it right. Fulham, Fulham.
We knew Fulham were going to
Yeah.
beat this people. Yeah, we knew that
You
one.
guys
Nah,
got it right. So for Fulham, they are really
Mm.
doing. I think they are doing well. Fulham is really doing well. I will not lie for you, but
yeah,
the problem with Fulham has always been injury also
true.
because Smith Rose is just coming back. Smith is just coming back, and then the winger Nelson, he was catching fire. Then he's nowhere to be found again. And many things just happening there and there for them. But I am glad they were able to pick out this win. So it's a
Mm.
good one for them.
Now the main one now, Arsenal. Drew with Aston Villa. I
Crystal
predicted
Palace.
draw. I predicted
Crystal
draw,
Palace.
and
Yeah.
you predicted win. So what happened in that game? Tell us, Jeffers.
I think it
After
was a
after
case of
2-0, after
after
you
two,
guys
my
are
brother.
2-0.
It's funny. It's funny. You know the first thing is that at that point in that game, in all
Eh,
honesty, there was no way Aston Villa were
I
going to
can't
come
hear
back.
him. Like, is he talking?
yeah, it's
But
talking. I can hear him.
somehow I wonder how Arsenal managed to give Villa just two opportunities and it was game over.
Ah, ah.
Two opportunities was game over. Those two pullouts, in all honesty, were not even meant to beat that defense line. And you just ask yourself, okay, this game, for a team that has always been known to have a very, very mean defense, there have to be questions asked about what exactly happened in that game. I think from the reports we got, they said the dressing room was messed up. They basically had to separate
Eh.
Saliba and Odegaard in the dressing room.
Are you
It was
kidding me?
that bad. Yes. Because Saliba was mad.
Wow.
Like, those goals should never have come in. And every time we talk about the fact that when you keep on playing players in the wrong positions, there is always a side effect. That was the genesis of both goals that were considered. The first one, Julian Timber, no matter what he will do, Timber is not a central defender. That
Mm-hmm.
was what they used against him. It was a calculated move and it worked. The second one, of all the people
Of
to mark Watkins, come on, not Thomas Partey.
ah,
What do you expect?
come on.
Partey left him.
Let
Partey left him, and that was it.
well, let me ask Bishop. Bishop, what do you say about that game? Arsenal game versus Aston Villa.
Well, I wish I could hear Jeff as I didn't hear everything he was saying.
Oh, oh,
Wow.
So,
sorry.
but something that the match is not actually bad for Arsenal. The fact that Arsenal went 2 goals up and they end up drawing at Emirates is worrying for me, even though they were missing Saliba and then Partey played right back. You can use that as an excuse, but this is not the first time I've seen Partey play right back.
Right
But
back.
this might be the second time I've seen Timber play the central. One thing that I will point out here is this. I think after they went 2 goals up, Arsenal got carried away. I think they got carried away
Mm.
because I cannot remember, but Jeffers can correct me. I cannot remember this Ateta side from last 2 seasons, not the first side. From
Since
last 2 seasons, making
2019,
this the third
actually.
season, that they've gone 2-0 up and
Since
somebody was able to come back. I
2019, that
can't
was the
remember.
last time Arsenal were two goals up
You will need
and
to
they got points.
someone will need to correct me on that. I can't remember the last time it happened. I mean, in his
2019.
last 2 seasons, no,
He
not
said
20.
2019.
Good. So you
2019.
see, so I
It's been
think they
long.
got carried away and they were enjoying themselves. And that's what happened. Because Arsenal on the norm, if they go 1 goal up, he's 90% sure they will win the match. Now 2 goals up means 100%. So Aston Villa to have come back, it means they got carried away. And it's surprising because Ateta is always on the touchline shouting, correcting them, dishing out instructions. So what really happened? Is it that they didn't listen or they were just enjoying themselves? And with the caliber of players on the pitch, they should still be able to win that match after going
That
2 goals up.
match.
Yes,
So I
we
think
should
that
win
would,
it.
if they have won that match, they won't have been an outcry like we are having for his sack, for them to sign someone. So for me,
Mm.
I won't say lack of personnel really, because it could
Mm.
have still happened if Saliba and the rest were inside. But one thing they need to watch, getting carried away after going ahead. I think
Yeah.
this is the first time it happened. We can cut them some slack. Let's cut them some slack. Aston Villa was not that fantastic on that day.
They were
Let's
not,
be
to be
sincere.
honest.
Aston Villa was not fantastic, and Arsenal still lost some chances that I think they should have buried. But then,
Mm.
one of the worrying thing for me about this Arsenal side is lack of creativity from the middle. It's very
From the
worrying.
middle.
Odegaard has not been able to deliver
Mm.
any through ball or any
Oh.
open
It's
pass
as if
from
he's
the
missing
middle.
something,
It has
in
always
all
come from the
honesty,
wing,
because
either from
something is
Trossard
missing in that place.
or from
He
Martinelli
hasn't been able
or
to deliver
from a
any true ball.
cross. They hardly penetrate anything through the middle again. And it's worrying. That's a
Sight.
very worrying
And it's
sign.
worrying.
This is not how the Arsenal used to play before. At least I'm talking of the Arsenal from last 2 seasons. They always penetrate to the middle. They were having joy there. So they need to find out what is happening. Good news for them. Nwaneri is back, and they said Calaflori is back. But I
And
still
even Ben
think
White
they
too.
should
Ben
stick with
White
the
will be
young
back in the
guy,
next week.
Skelly, on the left side. They should stick with that guy. The guy is improving. He's showing passion. He's showing enthusiasm. He's showing that he can play. He can rub shoulder with the young, with the experienced player. They should keep him there. They need that kind of young blood. Then find a way to integrate Nwaneri into this team as fast as possible. I think the only creativity that they might have, or the only chance they might have, might come from this Nwaneri and Odegaard. But then you cannot rush the young lad from injury. He just come back from injury. You need to take it to him step by step. They have a Champions League match tomorrow. You can give him a 15 minutes. They have Wolves play again. You can give him a 20 minutes. Then you can let him start the next match. So it's very important you monitor his minutes, you watch his comeback. You just don't throw him into the lions den like that. And I think is him coming back is going to boost their confidence, and let's see where they go from there. I really wish they can sign one or two players. For me, they don't need to. All these I'm hearing says go for 80 million. That's waste of money.
It's waste of
Just
money.
go for Imbumo. 30 million will
Go
get you
for
Imbumo.
an
30 million will
average
get you
strike.
Delap. Bring the two in. I'm telling you, see massive changes from those two players.
You see, one thing I want to talk about the Arsenal team is this. The truth is this: the way the Arsenal team is set up, any average striker will enter that team and deliver. That's just the honest truth. The way that team is set up, any average striker will get into that team and deliver. Because if you look at the last 5 matches, Arsenal has created an average of 12 chances per game. That is telling you that the chances will always come. It's just a case of who puts the ball in the back of the net. That's the only challenge they've had. So you don't need to go out and get big strikers. Just get one that will deliver the job and let him do the job. Simple and short. You don't need to do too much stress.
All right. But I think we omitted one spot there. That's Crystal Palace. You predicted the game for Palace to be draw for the game.
Draw. Yeah.
Today I predicted a win for Crystal Palace. Hello, Shele. Bros, you see him?
And
I
that
told
tells
you,
you that
Crystal Palace is back.
And that is temporary. Don't worry. Now Palace, we know Palace. That's temporary. I think it goes a long way.
It's a big win for them now.
It goes a long way
Big
to tell you how bad West Ham have become. It's not about a new manager bounce. The team is bad. I think West Ham is also having the same challenge that these guys actually had. The new manager bounce you let the old manager stay way too long than his due date. No, honestly. Okay, right now, look at it right now. This is the West Ham side. There is no Fulkrug. There is no Antonio. There is no Bowen. Who plays up front? Nobody.
Nobody.
How are you going to deliver?
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this particular game.
Hold on, they don't.
Oh yeah.
It's very funny that Jeffers is saying they let the manager stay too long. It's very ironic for coming from.
Okay, I know where you're going.
Don't go there. Don't just go there. Don't go there. Your own club did basically the same thing. He said he was overdue his stay. We are seeing the effects now.
I know where you're going, Bishop. I know where you're going. In career. All right, let's move on to this particular game. We've talked about Manchester United. Nottingham Forest man to win by me.
It was expected.
So both of us predicted. I think you predicted draw for the game. I predicted,
and it nearly ended in a draw.
Yes,
it's almost nearly. Because to be honest with you, I do not know why that goal was actually ruled out. It was a goal. I do not know why it was ruled out. Because if you look at the build-up to that incident, the Southampton player was not actually in the wrong. It was a rebound. So why was it ruled out? And the thing is, it's quite funny. This was a game that we all felt like, okay, Southampton, well, they are basically trying to get their best. At least I looked at what I saw against United, and I was like, okay, at least United was a bit lucky. Now you're playing Nottingham Forest, you might actually have the advantage. And first half, you were like, okay, here we go again. In fact, I saw the starting level. I was like, what on earth is this manager drinking? The main man who basically was a thorn in United's flesh, you put him on the bench. And I was wondering, what is this guy taking? First half, they were run ragged.
Ragged.
But the second half, it was a different team we saw. And you were like, okay, what is happening here? At the point I was saying, I said, at the point where all the games were 3-1, I said, it looks like it's going to be a tremendous Sunday for everybody because everyone was getting threes or no angles, and I was wondering what was going on. But I think Nottingham Forest have been able to like, I think
Come on.
the manager is on a mission
Yes.
to redeem himself, and is working out fine for him. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, if I was a manager of Nottingham Forest, I
Mm.
would tell you I'll be the happiest man on earth because finally it's as if the prayers they've been having for about 5 seasons have finally come true.
Yeah.
Because you're now seeing a Chris Wood staying fit,
Fits.
all round, as in it's like a miracle. It's like a miracle because this is a Chris Wood that we basically know is going to play like 2 matches and he gets injured again. But Chris Wood is
This summer.
actually
They manage him so well this season.
he's actually the fourth highest scorer in the Premier League.
Can you
Who would
imagine?
have thought that? No, honestly, they managed him so well. And imagine wherever he's even actually benching and wondering that they expected will actually deliver.
Deliver. Can you imagine?
That's
Well, let
crazy.
me ask Bishop. Bishop, it seems Nottingham Forest, they're going to make top four. What do you think? I mean, at least Europe.
Well, they will make Europe. I don't think they'll make top
But they
four.
won't make top four.
That
Yeah.
They
for
won't make top
me,
four.
I watched them against
Wow.
Liverpool and I saw tiredness in the second half.
Yeah.
It's like they exhausted themselves to play the first half, and it happened against Southampton. One thing I would say about Southampton is I've started observing the manager since the Man United match.
Mm.
That guy is good. They forget that Man United won them. They took out Man United. They
True.
took out Man
They took
United.
out United.
They took out the
They took
Don't
midfield.
out.
They
let me
took
remember
everybody
that
out.
Jaga Jaga
Like
game.
No, no,
those
no,
Wallahi.
guys
no.
played.
It
I
was
was
just
impressed. I
only
was
for
asking
84 minutes. It was terrible. So
and I was asking myself, is this the bottom of the table team or what am I watching? Because and in the second half against Nottingham Forest, they showed the same thing. They showed up the same way. They would have recognized if not for I know that went to clear that ball from the touchline, that 9 minute ball. But good for them. So for Nottingham Forest,
Mm.
yes, they are very lucky about their players not being injured. Just but you know what? This kind of club, when they play the likes of Tottenham, Everton, Aston Villa, they will crumble. Bournemouth,
wait,
they will
wait.
crumble.
Remove
Those ones will
Tottenham.
crumble.
But remove Doctor Tottenham from that
Don't.
list. I beg.
No,
Remove
they will
Doctor
still crumble
Tottenham.
against Tottenham. I don't care
Ah.
who Tottenham, they will
Not
still
this
crumble
current one.
against
This
Tottenham.
All
current
right,
one.
guys. Let's quickly talk about the Everton wins now. Both me and you predicted
We
win.
predicted an Everton
About
win. To
what's
show you
happening to
how
Postecoglou? But
to show
by
you
now,
how
it's supposed to be sacked.
that's the problem. They won't sack him. Because all of a sudden, Tottenham is now having the desire to keep a manager to complete a project. But in all honesty, I don't see any project. And in fact, it's even getting worse now because Solanke is injured. Solanke is injured, and you have only Richarlison up front. And you and I both know Richarlison is also one little tackle away from going to the sidelines. So it's just a case of where exactly did Tottenham get it wrong? I think they got it wrong from the onset. First of all, look at an Everton side here. Everton have not scored in 9 of their last 11 matches.
Mm.
The 2 games they scored, they required 2 own goals to actually win one. That's let you know how bad it is. In fact, since September, Calvert-Lewin has not scored a goal. That is how bad that attack
But
line is. And within the first half, they had hit Tottenham for 3. It
yes,
tells you that everything is wrong with Tottenham. I think also the
I'm
same
telling you.
issue after the game, the fans came all out and their target was actually Daniel Levy and Son Heung-min, their captain. It
Wow.
wasn't funny on the pitch. The fans were mad at them. Um, Everton, I would say, are we saying Moyes is trying to like respark that? Is
That,
trying to rejiggle that spark in them? For me,
yeah.
I would say it's a bit too early. Although yes, it's his team, he
Mm.
understands these players in and out, but I think it's a bit too early. I personally feel they will not get relegated. They won't get relegated. For me, the teams who are in the bottom 3 will finally end the season in the bottom 3. No arguments about it because it's showing clearly that there's a gulf between those 3 teams and every other team in the Premier League. They don't
Mm.
have the wherewithal and they don't
They
have the
don't have.
might to actually challenge.
It
So I
seems
think
what Wolves is going down too. Wolves.
Wolves will escape. Those will escape. Our bottom three is Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester City. All three of them
Oh
are
yeah.
going down.
Oh yeah. Oh
All
yes.
three of
Oh
them are
yes.
going back.
Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. Let's quickly talk about Man
Hold
City.
on, Didon, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You know Jeffers. Jeffers is a very funny person because
Again.
when it comes to his own team now, although I didn't hear you when you were talking about Arsenal, but I
Arsenal.
saw your chat. You said that was not his position, and I know you're talking about Partey and Timber,
No, no, not
one
that
of
way.
them.
It's Lewis Kelly.
Luis Kelly.
Lewis
Oh,
Kelly.
that's not his position. Okay,
Kelly is a
good.
midfielder. Not
One of your excuses for Arsenal has always been injury, right? So
ah.
hold on? Why are you not cutting Tottenham the same slack? They have
I want
almost
to
10
put on the same
players.
track.
They have 10 players. Their first goalkeeper is out. Their second goalkeeper is out. They are using the third goalkeeper. Apart from that, Solanke is out. Odogji, we all know is a good defender, is out.
Yeah.
He's
Brenna
out.
Johnson is out. Timo Werner is out. Rodrigo Bentancur is out. Christian Romero is out.
Bentancur
Mickey
is
van der
serving his
Van is out.
position.
Yeah,
It's
Busima is out.
Chelsea.
Foster is out. Odobet, which is one of their record signings, is out. Why are you not cutting them some slack?
You know why
The
I'm not
fact that
cutting
you come
Tottenham
here
some
and
slack?
say, the
Hmm?
coach is this. I
The
know a
reason why
guy
I'm
wants
not
to go
cutting
attack
Tottenham some
it.
slack is the fact that even when they had a complete team,
They
we
were
still
not
saw the
crumbling
same
like
thing.
this. They were not crumbling like
But
this.
they were
They were
not
failing,
crumbling,
but they
but
were
we
not
were seeing the
crumbling.
same thing. Yeah.
No, it's not the same thing. And I feel with these players out, if they were in, they won't be in this position. So let's cut them some slack.
15th. Okay, no problem.
15th. Once and for all, Bad City, they won. No.
Were you expecting anything different?
6-0. Oh, but
Were
there's
you expecting anything different?
that
We were
was
not expecting.
a
We
relief.
we knew basically
6.
Ipswich were going to play into City's hands, and that was exactly what they did. That was exactly what they did.
Okay, wait.
Look,
Which club would you which 3 clubs you said they're going to relegate?
Ipswich,
Southampton,
Southampton, Leicester
Leicester.
City.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they're all going down. Because the truth is that the major reason why these three ties are going down is for everything you need to understand about a championship side coming to the Premier League. When you're coming to the Premier League for the first time, the first priority that should be on your mindset is no matter what, avoid relegation.
Relegation.
Which means that when you're playing against teams from the bottom half of the table, you should do everything to go all out there
Everything.
and get some points.
Mm.
That is not happening for these three sides. Look at Leicester City. First of all, the board made a very stupid decision. You had already discussed with a certain manager that you were going to get him, but when the guy looked at the board and he raised his concerns that for him to actually change some things, he might need to get in some players. The board said they were not looking like he was going to be the right person for the job, and they went in and they got Steve Cooper. We saw what happened. Steve Cooper went to sign, and of all people to sign, he went to pick the two most useless strikers
Useless.
and he brought them to Leicester City. In Jordan Ayew and
Are
Austin
you?
Edwards. These guys are not scoring. Now, how do you expect these guys to challenge against a 38-year-old man who we know that is very, very dangerous when he gets the ball? And no surprises, he's actually their top scorer this season. At that age, it tells you something. You go to Southampton. Southampton's case is even funny. We've always known Southampton to be an academy. But when we saw them in the start of the season, I think myself and Bishop will actually bear witness. We could only pinpoint only one player who was good enough in that team, and that was Tyler Diblin. In all honesty, he
Yeah.
was the only one who looked as if, okay, this kid is actually the real deal.
Mm.
You got a Berrettine Diaz from Blackburn. I saw Berrettine Diaz last season with Sheffield United. I saw what he could do. You bought him, and you couldn't use him. Now the guy has gone back to Sheffield on loan. You look at the defense line. Forget the fact that you have a Ramsey in goal. Ramsey is a very good goalkeeper, but we always keep on saying this thing. A goalkeeper is only good
When
as
they
the men
defense
who are in front of
in
him.
front of him.
If
Yeah.
those guys do not do their job, you're only going to expose the keeper, and there's so much a goalkeeper will take. That's exactly what is going on with Southampton. And you look at the midfield, it's basically non-existent. The man who tends to be standing out in that midfield is Sulemana. But funny enough, it looks as if you need to convince somebody that this guy needs to start playing. So when you look at that kind of setup, you can tell that these ones, they are not actually ready. Then when you come down to Ipswich Town, Ipswich, went all out, spent all the money. To be honest with you, if Ipswich sack their manager today, I can tell you, it's an express ticket to the championship. Nothing is going to stop them because that guy is doing the best he can to manage a terrible
Manage.
situation.
All
It's
right,
not looking good.
let's before because of our time. Chelsea are back to winning ways. 3-1.
This one.
You
This one.
predicted. I
They
predicted
won't
draw.
win. Yeah,
We both lost.
because
LL.
I actually expected, okay, there's a Cunha in the team. He might actually deliver, and I actually thought with the whole concerns about Kopama,
Kopama.
well, you could
Kopama
actually
played.
see in the game. He actually played, but he was actually struggling because he wasn't allowed to even drive forward like he normally does. He was more or less reserved and at the back. I think the key to Chelsea's game yesterday was not Kopama. It was more in the back line. You know that time where they say the rejected stone has now become the chief cornerstone. That was exactly what played out because Trevor Chalobah needed 90 minutes to let Enzo Maresca know that he made a mistake in the first place. You came back, you gave a 5-star performance, you even had an assist, and you would have scored if not for Madueke stealing your goal. That was interesting. No surprise he won the man of the match. And you begin to wonder, you had this guy, and you said you were not going to this guy, that this guy was not into your plans. And you gave that shirt to a certain Axel Disasi or a Badiashile. Are you
Okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? So you see, as you see, it's just a case of fine. Maybe someone is starting to think. However, their next opponent is Chelsea. Is Man City, sorry. And you know, City and Chelsea is always a different storyline. Anything can happen in that game. I just want to just sit down, grab my popcorn, have my fuzzy drink, and I just want to watch a game.
All right, Bishop, you want to say something about Chelsea?
Nothing. The defenders, like you said, the defenders are back. Reece James, Chalobah. I was surprised that Crystal Palace actually allowed Chalobah to go back. I was thinking they would just sign
They
him
don't
on the
get first
permanent.
now, no.
But
No, you get property.
no, they would have made it permanent since they started seeing the performance. But then
Exactly.
they didn't make it, and Chelsea called him back. Is there an improvement to their defense? Well, I don't know. I think it's same thing. But the major thing is just like you said in that match. Kopama, I told you that Kopama was not. He's not what people always think he is. This guy is not that kind of player.
It's not fantastic,
If he's not there, the other team member will show up, and that's what happened. Look at how he had a very poor game, but the defender Cucurella, Chalobah, Reece James, Madueke, they all turned up, and look at what happened. They won. So, but let me just take you back to Man City. The funny thing about this Man City team is that the person that is going, which is Walker, or who have gone, they've already replaced him.
Sharp.
That is a team that has sense. That they are not, for me, I don't think Man City will challenge for the title, but they are signing like they are challenging for the title. Let me just read something. Let me tell you something. Man City has completed 3 signings. The first one was 40 million euros from Lens.
Yeah.
Kushanov is the center back.
The center back.
They signed someone from Palmeiras, 37 million euros.
That's
Victor Reis is also a center back. Right now, just few minutes ago, Romano has breaking the news that Omar Mamos is already at Man City. He has signed. He's a striker. He currently has 15 Bundesliga goals.
Yeah.
Now they have joined him to Haaland. Can you imagine the firepower? It's unfortunate that some teams that have not played Man City will hear it. Those that have played Man City will escape. So this player,
between October to now,
and we all know that Man City picks in the second half of the season. They have that record. So now they've now reinforced again. What am I saying? Show us that you're a title contender. Show us that you are serious about your club. Show us that you are a serious management. Sign players. Do you know how much they've spent? Do you know that nobody wants to show us the amount they used to spend Mamos? It's close to 150 million plus his salary and everything. That's a very massive deal. Because the guy is young, the guy is agile, the guy is banging in the goals, and they've already, please don't forget, they've
Wow.
sealed Ireland for the next 9.5 years. You
Ha.
need to understand, these people are they're already seeing the future. This is how a club should be run. This was what Madrid was doing then. This was what the Barcelona were doing then. That made them the
Preparing
best
long
club
term.
in the world. Not the ones that Man United and Arsenal,
Arsenal.
Tottenham, all of them are doing now.
Especially as
Not this
Jeffers
one.
Arsenal.
Yeah, so
That thing
for
that
me,
not around me, I
for
say.
me,
But I still there.
Manchester City is showing me ambition.
Oh God.
Even after achieving all those things, they're still
You
showing
know what they
ambition.
follow me past? They say the way they write about Arsenal is they are monitoring a player,
See, that's
monitoring.
in the annoying. You have a problem. You have a problem. Logically, when you have a problem, what are you going to do? You fix it.
You fix it.
It's as simple as that. I do not I personally I begin to, you see, sometimes this is where fans get angry. This is where fans get angry. It's not as if Arsenal don't have the funds. Arsenal will always beat a financial fair play rule any
Yeah.
day, anytime,
Yeah.
because they have a well-balanced structure. So the question now is this:
You're right.
if a club is telling you this guy is going to cost you 80 million, are you telling me that you will not actually spend the money to get that guy when you know very well that that guy will actually solve your problem?
Mm.
So the question now is, who is lying to us? Is it the management or the manager?
Oh, we manage. Come
We need
on
to
now.
know.
Jeffers, let me drop this thing before we go. Do you know that this Ateta, he came in as a result of a result that Man United inflicted on Arsenal when the match ended 8-2. The next 3 days, they signed three
Exactly.
players:
That's when they got
Ateta,
inside.
Santos, and I'd forgotten the last guy. Three of them came in
Benayoun.
after 8-2.
Benayoun.
Benayoun.
Benayoun, thank
They're
you.
the two guys that were
So
signed.
they've been dragging that transfer, but when they saw 8-2, they
When they
finished
got
the transfer
walloped,
in 3 days.
they
3 days.
approved it.
This same Ateta now, he cannot even finalize the transfer in 1 month. It's a shame. It's pathetic.
Oh, okay. All right.
First of all, it was Vlahovic,
This is
then the
how
other
far
one,
we this is how far we can go tonight. I think I won the game week
24-9.
24-9.
Hold this
I have
one well,
24.
I am coming back. I'm going to have my vengeance.
So Bishop, you can witness that. I won this with 24 points.
Yes, clear
Jeffers,
points.
9 points.
I'm going to have my revenge.
Okay. Okay. All right, Jeffers. Thanks for showing up on this one. Thank you so much. Bishop, one love, bro.
Yeah, one
Thank
love.
you.
See you guys later. Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. This is how far we can go. Say thank you. Please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. And do me a favor. Share this video. On the same time when we come back for another one. Win, lose, or draw. I'm saying bye for now.